Local first responders have been taking classes this week on how to work together during a crisis situation. And a local tourism expert has won a major state award.
Several agencies this week worked to recover the body of a missing man who was last seen in his canoe on Saturday.
Hot weather continues across East Alabama and it's going to be with us for quite some time. We'll have the complete forecast details coming up.
Coming up in sports, the Choccolocco Monsters took the Game 1 win in the Sunbelt League Championship Series. We have more on this in just a minute as EAN Local News starts now.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Oxford Lumber. Come visit any of our locations in Oxford, Jacksonville, Talladega, and Roanoke.
Hello, we're glad you could join us. I'm Mike Stedham.
And I'm Katie Edwards. First responders from across Calhoun County came to Jack State this morning for a simulated crisis exercise. And this is what it looked and sounded like. The purpose of the exercise was to train those first responders how to work as a team in an active shooter crisis. The class was hosted by the Calhoun County Emergency Agency and JSU on its South Campus. Police officers, medics, firefighters, deputies, and state troopers all took part in the simulation, which featured JSU students acting out the roles of shooters, victims, and others. Miles Chambly, director of the county EMA, says the exercise was designed to promote an integrated response to this kind of crisis.
So this is the integrated active shooter course. The integrated part is it's not just for law enforcement, it also integrates in the fire and the EMS aspect to it, because something like this happens, they'll all be working together, and not only across disciplines within the same city, but also different agencies as well, as we talked about the different agencies. So it gives them time to work together and understand, how to work with law enforcement or paramedics or the fire department. Everybody's role would allow them to work together more seamlessly.
Both faculty and students were involved in this role-playing exercise, according to Tracy Matthews, the Dean of the College of Health Professions and Wellness.
We have a few students that are role-playing. They come from a variety of areas, so some of them are not even in the college, but they are getting a great experience regardless of whether they're in our college, of just understanding how EMS has to respond and police and such to some sort of threat like this.
Officer Betsy Lopez of the University Police Department says the exercise helped her understand how she would work with other agencies and departments if she ever faced this kind of situation in real life.
So with these events, we are training with fire and EMS and other law enforcement agencies in the area. And typically this is exactly what will happen if a situation like this occurs, like an active shooter situation. So we're all learning each other's tactics, and like I act as a law enforcement officer, obviously, so I'll know how the medics are going to respond, and they teach us how to team up with each other and how to establish teams to go inside these situations, whether that's the first initial response or right after, and basically just working together and establishing mutual aid with each other, and establishing different supervisors on scene, and how we'll all work together to basically control chaos.
When we come back, one of the state's top tourism honors has been given to a local leader.
For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Waldrop Manufacturing, metal buildings made right here in Calhoun County.
Jacksonville State University's Pete Conroy has been given the Alabama Tourism Department's Director's Award for 2024. This accolade given to Conroy at the Alabama Governor's Conference on Tourism honors his contributions to conservation, economic development, and tourism in Alabama. Conroy is recognized for his dedication to public lands and has led numerous projects that blend conservation and economic development. His initiatives include establishing and operating the Little River Canyon Center, the Cleburne County Mountain Center, Longleaf Studios and Entertainment Complex, reusing the former Fort McClellan, and the Chief Ladiga Rail Trail. He has been instrumental in various Alabama-based projects promoting environmental education, arts, conservation, civil rights, and sustainable hospitality. When he received the award, Conroy said the recognition was a testament to teamwork, collaboration, and partners committed to preserving and promoting Alabama's natural and cultural heritage.
When we return, rescue workers recover the body of a man who was missing since this past weekend.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today. This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by WM Grocery, located in Heflin, Wedowee, Roanoke, and in Piedmont.
The body of a Wedowee man reported missing when he didn't return from canoeing was spotted Monday afternoon by a boater in the Tallapoosa River. The family of 40-year-old Derek Allen Bozeman reported him missing on Monday morning. Bozeman's truck was still parked and locked under the Little Tallapoosa River Bridge on County Road 59, where he put his red canoe in about 2 p.m. on Saturday. His canoe has not been recovered. Randolph County Sheriff's Office, Randolph County Rescue Squad, the Alabama Marine Patrol, and other volunteers assisted in the search and the recovery.
Well, Mike, we had another beautiful day today.
It was beautiful, kind of warm, 92 in the shade.
Yeah, no, that's my kind of day, though. Your kind of day, too.
I have to admit, I was enjoying it.
I have this feeling we're going to get more days like that.
You think so?
I do. John Holder joins us now in the EAN Weather Center to tell us all about it. John?
Mike and Katie, indeed, more days just like today coming across East Alabama. Lots of sunshine, lots of heat, lots of humidity. We'll break down the forecast for the weekend coming up next.
To freshness at WM. Celebrate the season with our bountiful selection of farm fresh produce. From juicy berries to crisp greens, taste the flavors of spring at WM. Visit us today and let the freshness bloom in every bite.
Temperatures again today topping out in the mid-90s across East Alabama. 95 for the high today, well above normal for this time of year after a morning low of 73. Heat index values today way above 100 in that 105, 106 range. Our record high temperature 99 degrees, the record low at 59. The sun setting on your Thursday night at 7:43 with the sun rising tomorrow morning at 5:57. Thursday night, weather on your street. Taking out to Ponderosa Trail in Bynum in western Calhoun County. Folks, we're going to be in the 80s most of the night. The low tonight, 75. Keep in mind, that's in the wee hours of the morning. That's around sunrise before we get down to 75. For the night tonight, like it has been, we're going to be in the 80s. So if you're out and about, it is going to be very warm all the way into the late night hours here across East Alabama. Looking ahead to tomorrow on your Friday, out on Nature Trail in White Plains, beautiful area out in the mountains out there, but the intense heat is going to continue. The high again tomorrow, 95 degrees. A few showers and thunderstorms out there, not many. Chance of rain in any one location, about 1 in 3 coming up in White Plains and all across the rest of Cleburne, Calhoun, Talladega, and Etowah counties on your Friday. As we look ahead to the weekend, it's the last weekend before the kids go back to school. Temps are going to back off just a little bit on Bachelor Chapel Road in Hoax Bluff, there by the Coosa River. Be a good weekend to get into the Coosa River because even though the temps are backing off a little bit, we're still going to be in the 90s, maybe a little bit better chance, especially on Saturday, of seeing an afternoon shower out in Hoax Bluff. Here is the 7-day forecast for all of East Alabama. Pretty clear cut here in the first several days. We're going to talk about some changes on the back half of the 7-day forecast in just a moment. 30% chance of a shower tomorrow. You see the high only 91 on Saturday with a 50-50 chance of a shower, 92 on Sunday with a 30% chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Again, not a big difference, but enough that we probably will not see heat advisories over the course of the weekend. The weather stays the same for the last couple of days that the kids will be out of school on Monday and Tuesday of next week. And this is kind of our back to school forecast. Everyone here in East Alabama back in school by Wednesday or Thursday of next week. Highs will remain in the 90s, only about a 1 in 5 chance of an afternoon shower after school. And nighttime lows will continue to be in the 70s. There is a caveat to this, and here's the caveat to the forecast. Taking a look at what's happening out in the tropics. We're getting into the heart of hurricane season here on this first day of August, and you see a disturbance that is forecast to move maybe across the southern part of Cuba and into the Gulf of Mexico. Where it goes from there, there are models everywhere taking this thing into Florida, maybe into the Gulf Coast, maybe Alabama, maybe Mississippi and Louisiana. Just impossible to tell. Going to be watching this very closely because there is a chance we could have some tropical effects here in Alabama. Chance of that in about a week or so toward the end of next week. We'll continue to watch that. I'll be back here tomorrow morning bright and early at 6 a.m. breaking down your Friday weather at a glance. Back here tomorrow night for EAN Local News for the forecast for the weekend for all of East Alabama. The Choccolocco Monsters, they're hot as well. And as far as baseball goes, Namath Pitts has all the details of the Monsters right now in sports. Namath?
Thanks, John. The Choccolocco Monsters were back in action last night as they looked to take a lead in the Sunbelt League Championship Series. It was the Hayes Harrison and Taylor Harris show last night at Choccolocco Park for the Choccolocco Monsters. Hayes Harrison hit a double in the 8th inning that gave the Choccolocco Monsters the lead. The Choccolocco Monsters won Game 1 last night 5-4. The Atlanta Crackers took a 2-run lead early in the game, but the Monsters responded in the 3rd inning. Hayes Harrison was hit by a pitch that scored a run, and then Taylor Harris hit a single that scored 2 runs. The Atlanta Crackers tied the game, though, back up in the 5th inning at 3 runs apiece. The Choccolocco Monsters retook the lead in the 8th inning when Hayes Harrison hit a double. Game 2 of the series will take place tomorrow night in Atlanta, and if needed, Game 3 would take place on Saturday at Choccolocco Park. We talked with Ricky Clayton, the Choccolocco Monsters field manager, who talked about what Hayes Harrison and Taylor Harris did for the Choccolocco Monsters offensively last night.
Yeah, first of all, glory to God. Without him, none of this is possible. He's led this whole season for us. It's been a special year, and Hayes come up with a big hit tonight, huge hit. Hugh did a great job right there. Dirt ball read, second, got to third. And changed the bat for Hayes a little bit, made it where he could, change his approach a little bit. Instead of get him over, he could get him in. An outstanding at bat right there. Taylor coming up with bases loaded, big hit to scored 2 runs to break it open for us, or actually to put us ahead early, was huge. Those 2 guys are grinders, they're dirt bags, and they are the prime example of what a coach wants to see every day. They grind out every at-bat and come every day to play, and I couldn't be more proud of them.
It has been the next man up mentality for the Choccolocco Monsters all season long. Throughout the season, the Choccolocco Monsters have lost Rashad Robinson, Cole Tremaine, Dawson Campbell, Trey Higgins to injury, and Andrew Allen to college to college orientation. Now Hayes Harrison will miss the rest of the championship series as well. Ricky Clayton talked about the next man up mentality and how his team keeps finding a way to win baseball games.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that's kind of been our motto here the last couple of weeks. It's been our motto all year, but it's been our motto the last couple of weeks is first of all, there's just no excuses. We got to be adaptable in this game. You got to be adaptable in life. And I think the guys, I challenged them a couple of weeks ago when guys left, and I told them, Every championship team has to have somebody step up that nobody thought, and we've had a few. So that's been a huge deal for our team. We've had a few guys step up each and every game to get us to this point, and you know, it's just the grind. It's the staying positive and just finding a way to win, and that's what these guys are about.
As I mentioned earlier, the Choccolocco Monsters will travel to Atlanta tomorrow for Game 2 of the championship series. Ricky Clayton talked about what his team has to do to go on the road and close out the series tomorrow night and bring home a championship.
Yeah, so going to Atlanta is going to be tough. I mean, any road game's tough. When you're in a college league and college talent, like, it's going to be tough. We got to, you know, enjoy this win, but also it's got to be put behind us right now. We got to recover tomorrow and then get ready to go win a ball game on Friday. You know, that team right there is a really good team and coached by some really good coaches, and they're going to be ready. Their backs are against the walls, and we got to play the same. We just got to keep doing what we're doing and find another way to win. We got some guys that we want on the mound, we really like, and got to keep doing what we're doing at the plate and just grinding at bats out and refusing to lose. You know, I think these guys are ready. I think our guys are hungry for it, and we're going to give it our best shot.
That's it for EAN Local Sports. Let's go back over to Mike and Katie.
Thanks for that update, Namath, and thank you for watching us today. You can find us here every weeknight on Facebook and YouTube and on our website.
Go to the platform of your choice and watch our news, sports, and weather coverage whenever it's convenient for you. We'll see you back here Friday for your news on your schedule.